Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Miami Hurricanes and their 2025 recruiting class. Obviously, Miami's in the thick of it for the college football playoff right now, led by head coach Mario Cristobal. Not only are they doing really good on the football field, they're doing a really good job recruiting. And yes, they sit at only number 9 right now. It's still top 10, and they have some big names out there that they're still going after. And a lot of their commits that we're going to talk about are pretty set in stone. Don't expect much movement here as we approach signing day. A lot of these guys are assumed to stay in the fold and be a part of this class. And it all starts with Hilton Stubbs, one of the best safeties in the country, fifth best in the composite. He's also from Florida, done a really good job of keeping talent in state. That was a big focus for Cristobal when he got hired a couple years ago. He wanted to dominate the state of Florida, and he's done just that. So you got Stubbs, you got Joshua Moore, a receiver from Florida as well. Bryce Fitzgerald, another safety from Florida. You got two guys in the secondary doing a really good job of keeping those guys home. And then you went out to Bishop Gorman. You got Sosoa. I don't want to butcher his last name. I'm not even going to try it. Yeah, you went to Bishop Gorman. They have one of the best offensive lines in high school football, if not the best. Almost all of their starters are going to a Power 5, Power 4 school. And that was a big time get. Seventh best offensive lineman. And he's projected to be a guard at the next level. Either way, big time get. You go out to California, you get Hayden Lowe, a one-time USC commit, and you flipped him. That was just last week. That was a big time get. He's one of the best players in the country. 247, they have him as the third best edge. 44th player in America. He had just about 30 offers. Almost all the big time schools were going after him. DB room, right? Sticking with it. Jabari Antoine and Chris Ewald. We talked about those two safeties at the top. You get two corners, two 4-stars. And that's pretty much the weakness of Miami this year, right? They don't have much weakness on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, their secondary does struggle at times. Cristobal making that a point of emphasis, obviously going forward. Gavin Nix, they had to battle some pretty big programs for him as well. IMG kid. We see a lot of IMG kids go to Alabama, especially when Nick Saban was there. Now that Saban's gone, you have to assume that, Billy Napier, I'm sure he's going to try at Florida. But Mario Cristobal, those are his, and he's probably gonna get as many as he can each and every cycle. So, and yeah, so that's pretty much their class, some of their top guys. Now let's just talk about some guys that are still on the board, guys that they're supposed to get as we approach signing day, but also some guys that they still might be a dark horse for. And we're gonna start with Kellen Wiley. They have the Cristobal prediction. Expect him to commit to Miami and then sign on November 4th. He's visiting this weekend. So we could very well see a commitment from him as soon as that visit's over. Next up, we got Tarvos Alford, an Ohio State commit. Now, yes, these predictions are all old from before he made his commitment. But if you're a Miami fan right now, you have to be feeling pretty good about how this is trending for you. You've got him on campus numerous times this fall. He speaks very highly of the staff at Miami. And if I had to put a pick in, I would pick Miami to land him just based off everything he's saying, what the people around Miami are saying as well. I think that's very important. There's confidence within that coaching staff that they're going to get the job done here. Another guy, we have DJ Pickett, one of the best players in the country as well. Unanimous 5-star. And he's projected to play corner at the next level. He can probably play safety, do a little bit of everything. There's even a good chance he plays offense as well. But this was one of the most interesting recruitments, I'd say, in this class. After he took his visits in the summer, many people thought it was going to be Oregon or Miami for the top two choices. He ended up choosing LSU, and a big reason for that was Corey Raymond, their defensive backs coach. And he's stuck with that pledge ever since, but he has taken visits. Oregon's definitely out of the conversation now, and it's really Miami trying to get back into it, making a run at the LSU commit. But he also made a surprise visit to Georgia over the weekend. So you have to give them somewhat of a chance here. He said all the right things about LSU and keeping his commitment strong there. So if I'm a Tiger fan, I'm not really concerned. But on the flip side, if I'm Miami and their coaching staff, you have to feel pretty confident that you can get this job done, especially if you keep having the on-field success. I think that comes with it. That's a big thing in recruiting these days, right? If Miami wins the ACC, they're in the playoff. You win a couple games in the playoff. Who knows what happens? Who knows if he signs on December 4th, too? He could push this back. We're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah, right now, I think there is some confidence for Miami that they can get this done. But also, LSU, they feel pretty good about their spot as well. Same kind of thing here. Dallas Wilson, Miami, they've been in it the whole time. But this kid, he's been committed to Oregon for nearly 2 years now. And Miami's made a run. Florida State's made a run. But they kind of both faded off, and it's really just Florida and Oregon right now. He took a visit to Florida last weekend. He's taking an official visit to Florida this weekend for their game against Ole Miss. And there is some confidence on both sides. Oregon, they're trying to get him back for the Washington game, last game of the season. And they believe if that happens, they're going to keep him on board, have him sign on December 4th and become a Duck. Florida, on the other hand, they're selling the pitch. Hey, we're going to get you and Jamie French. We're going to have you guys come play with DJ Lagway, right? And I think that's very appealing to Dallas Wilson. I think that's why he's taking the visits. He mentioned in an article I read, or it might have been on his social media that I saw it, and he just said he wants to go play with a lot of those freshmen and sophomores that are on the field right now. And that would include DJ Lagway. He likes Billy Napier, and since Billy Napier did get that guaranteed extra year next year, he will be back. And I think Dallas Wilson, he thinks that's pretty important. I mean, knowing that the coach is going to be there at your local school and distance has become a factor in this recruitment. That's obviously something Oregon doesn't have in their favor. That Florida, Miami, they've been trying to use that as a reason for them to flip. But at the same time, I mean, this kid's been committed for 2 years to Oregon. It's going to be a hard one to pull off. But so is DJ Pickett, right? It's not supposed to be easy when you're trying to flip a 5-star prospect. And we're just going to have to wait and see how things go there. So yeah, all in all, Miami's doing a really good job on the recruiting trail right now. And you have to assume that as we get closer to signing day, maybe more things come out about other guys they're going after. And who knows? I mean, this could be a top 5 class when it's all said and done. Like I said at the beginning, on the Miami side, they don't expect to lose many, if any, recruits on signing day. They have that going for you. It seems like the only way to go now is up in the rankings from here, not down. So if you're a Miami fan, you should be pretty excited. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new on your way out. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video.